So here's a little sneak peek look at the Fasterback. If you've ever watched this on TikTok, you can see lots and lots of content on the Fasterback. And the only reason we've not showed you more here is because we're doing stuff under the car. We've got stuff under the car. We've got some jacks holding things up, twist jacks. So it's kind of hard to let down. But today we're doing a Heidts Motorsports cross member, X-brace cross member that goes under the car, and the Heidts Motorsports subframe connectors. Not sure what they technically call the brace, but you'll see here in just a few minutes. It's a supporting brace, supposed to keep the car from twisting, and this thing needs all the help it can get in that department. So let's have a look at what the powder coated parts look like now. So we got the subframe connectors and the cross brace that we had modified for. It's also got the transmission cross member in it. We got all that back from the powder coater. He done really fast work, really good work. It just took us a while to discover someone that done this kind of work. So can't blame anything on him, but it has been a while trying to get this stuff done. So finally we've got it all in yellow, and you'll see the car here pretty soon. It matches a bunch of the accents that we have on the car. So this is pretty cool, and they turned out absolutely fantastic. Beautiful powder coat, hard as a rock. Should last forever. It was coated with zinc primer before the powder coating went on. So we should have a good quality, long-lasting product here. And this is the reason the cross brace and stuff was off, is because we built this killer exhaust for this car. We had sent it out to another shop in the past. We've had this car here for a long time. We've got our tailpipes laying over here that connect up right here. Everything's great, but we'd sent the car out to another shop in the past, and they had done a stainless exhaust on it with V-band clamps and done some awesome work, but it just wasn't what we wanted, because we've got this big cross brace that goes in, and we wanted everything tucked above it. We wanted 3-inch, and we got the car back about $5,800 later, and it was 2.5-inch, and it was all done below the cross brace. So, you know, we told them to try, and they tried, and it just wasn't what the customer wanted. So we started over. We went as far as to change headers. We've got ultimate headers on this car. They're like a mid-length. So it worked out a lot better for where the actual exit point of the exhaust is out of the header. We were able to get everything up and tucked. We had Doug's headers on this car before, Doug's swap headers, and they hung a little bit too low. They were about 3.5 inches below the frame rail, so you could see them standing beside the car. So this has all worked out really well. The H-pipe turned out great. We've got all that knocked out. So let's go ahead and try to get some of this stuff on so we get the car down and actually show it to you. We're getting these in. The subframe connectors on this car is actually really, really easy. They are a tight fit in the front, but it works out really good. A lot of cars, it's kind of a hassle to put on, and really all you got to do is drill holes for the bolts, and you're good to go. In the back, you take out your leaf spring bolt, or as we have, a lower control arm bolt, and it goes straight together. It's about a 30-minute install from start to finish. And we've got a little inventive with we've got so much stuff on this car. There's fuel lines, obviously. We have an ice tank in the back for the supercharger, and we've got an intercooler pump back there. So everything goes front to back. The battery's in the trunk now. It wasn't before, so it's just a lot of stuff in a very small space. So we try to get inventive. We've got our coolant lines right here, battery lines here. We've got it sheathed so it's safe. We try to get our coolant lines up and tucked away from everything. So once we get the lower control arm back in, then we'll go ahead and tie all this stuff back where it goes. But it winds up looking pretty neat. And I say that because we've had this car together 3 times. 3 times. As I said, on custom cars and hot rods, you always run into crap that you don't expect. And here, we're having to remove the muffler that we installed earlier today just to get the bolt that holds the lower control arm and the subframe connector on. So this is why when you take your car to a shop and drop it off, they say it'll be 6 months and it turns into 12 months. Stuff like this is why, because a lot of things you got to do twice. So there it is. As you can see, we incorporated a Stifler's transmission cross member straight into the brace. It was really the only way to get our exhaust to clear. But it's a simple installation. This is Heidts Motorsports subframe connectors and I think they call it an X brace, and it's for a 64 to 70 Mustang. They fit like a glove. You drill your own holes through the frame rail for them, so it's not like you have to have bolt holes that particularly line up perfect. But once you get them on there, you just kind of run your drill through, put your bolts through the frame rail, and then back here, like I said earlier, that's the single bolt that holds either your leaf springs or your lower control arms if you've switched to a 4-link type setup. Looks really good, and this car needs all the bracing that it can get. Anyway, that's basically it. It's a really quick install, and the reward you get for the little bit of work that it takes to do it is well worth it, I think. The cost of those, I can't remember exactly what we paid, but it's not much for the big hunk of steel that all that stuff is. It's really cool how we were able to incorporate the transmission cross member straight into that X support brace. I think it looks good and it's really functional. It's exactly where the transmission needs to be. So we got all that taken care of. But like I said, it's yellow. It looks super cool under there. Not many people's going to see it, hopefully, but looks good and I know it's there. So that's the big deal. We will be finishing some wiring on this car. We still have the tailpipes to put on. The exhaust is done. The tailpipes are made. We've just not put them on yet. We've got a little bit of wiring and some fuel, and we're going to see how it runs. It's never been started with the VMP Odin on it. So this car has got 56 miles on it, I think. So we finished it once, and we decided to add a supercharger. So we'll be getting it running. We'll be going back to the dyno. We'll be showing all that, getting some dyno tuning. London Chassis Dyno here in Southeast Kentucky. And Lund, of course, is the one doing the remote tuning. So that's going to be pretty cool. But stick around. And, like I said, if you've ever followed us on TikTok, you saw the car. If you've not saw the car, jump over on TikTok, look us up. You can see lots of videos of this car. It's been here about 3 years. So hopefully it'll be out the door soon and the whole world can see it. So just like to share our work with everybody, and especially things that turn out pretty cool. We think this turned out pretty slick. But I guess that's it. Okay, bye.